So moving along here, for those that are scrolling through, I'm actually just telling the story of my dog Dylan and how that came into be. If you guys check out the first video that I just uploaded. So my old man wound up actually running this idea before he ran it by my sister and I. He actually ran it by our roommates that we live with, and they were pretty cool with it. I mean, it's fairly easy to convince them of almost anything. I mean, they're just as bad as me at times. I mean, easy selling, all that stuff. I mean, as you could tell, the 717, very easy sell. So moving along here, so we got Dylan, and the first time I saw him, oh my god, he was such a cute pup. I might try to include the video the first time we ever saw him. I'll try to. I can't make any promises, but I'll try to include that clip. I fell in love with this dog. Like talk about a man's best friend. Like that saying is so true. It's so it's facts. And at that time, I for whatever reason I couldn't. I think because he was too tiny or whatever, or I think my dad just wanted to get him used to the environment. I just remember thinking, oh my god, I gotta cuddle with this dog tonight. I just have to. Otherwise, I'm gonna die of like something. So my sister and I pretty much played out in the yard with him a majority of the day when we first came home. I think we had actually come home for the weekend, and it was fun. So everything was well and good. However, over time, over the next following years, things were good. You know, he grew up and all that stuff. As far as well, he wasn't exactly healthy. Our roommates would actually feed him like table scraps, and just they didn't listen in terms of like what he couldn't have and all that stuff. Just very passive, common sense bullshit, I guess you could say. Which unfortunately, it was creating. He was getting to be overweight and all that stuff. But kind of backing up a little bit. So what I loved about Dylan was the fact that I'd come home after 5 days a week of school or whatever to my dad's, and I always looked forward to playing with my dog, and just like he was my strong coping mechanism. Like he was the biggest thing that I would like look forward to. Like nothing mattered of what my situation was. I could just cuddle the hell out of him, play with him, whatever. And oh my god, I loved it. It was like a boulder being lifted off my shoulders temporarily, and I could just it was paradise, I guess you could call it. So him and I we kind of like had this bond, this like mutual bond, I guess you could call it. Unfortunately, it got to this point where my dad was actually very allergic to his fur or something like that. I forget what the term is for it, but he got very allergic to them. Meanwhile, Dylan was starting to get very obese and weight because of the table scraps that our roommates would feed him.